what are some misconceptions about the money that's going on in college football right now? And what are some of the things that they have right? Being a guy from your perspective that knows the way that all of this is done at a power school in a power league.
Well, I'm certainly not going to complain about it because I took the job back in March. We're embracing this thing, but I will say some of the changes with the rev share cap that's being put in place for next year, obviously not in place for this year. So this was the last year where teams could just spend however they wanted to spend and chalk it up to fake NIL and get these players paid. So hopefully it'll start to level out across college football, and again that should create more parity. Where you just can't rely on like one rich donor to fund a program, where you basically have an owner of a college football program or something like that. So again, hopefully that's, we're going into next year in a capped year, and it's going to come down to who scouts best, who develops the best, who allocates their resources the best. I think that's a place where I think most fans want the sport to be, and hopefully we're only a year away from that.
Jim, out of curiosity, how much are there conversations, as much as you're willing to kind of peel back the curtain, are they about money or are they about things? Because we were at Sunbelt Media Days, and there are a few teams in the Sunbelt who have general managers. And again, I understand that it's not the SEC, but this is a strong group of 6, whatever the number is now, school or conference. And they said, hey, it's not only these money conversations, but they want, 3-bedroom apartments, and they want their dogs shipped across the country, and they want, they want their mom to live in the apartment next door, and they want, like a lawnmower, whatever it is. Like, is that really happening? I mean, I feel like you shoot us pretty straight, so I feel like I have to ask you, because you know what's going on.
Yeah, sure. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that.
Please tell us the wildest thing that you've heard,
a lot of
please tell us.
There is a lot of families. Yeah, there's a lot of families living in the college town. Wow. There's cars, there's cars, there's a lot. Travel expenses for families to away games. Any perk, I think that, any perk that an agent thinks he can make the deal look more attractive to his client is good for them. So yeah, there's certainly a lot of that going on.
Yeah, I think there was a story today that said $80 million in name, image, and likeness, and I'm talking a little bit of a different realm, a little bit, not from just the school on down, but in NIL deals and these third party companies. $80 million that was approved by the College Sports Commission that came out today. It's a pretty big number, Jim. This is for real.
Yeah, it is for real, and it's a good thing. I'm glad that players are getting compensated. I know, Simone, you would have raked in a lot of NIL money in your hoop days back at Bowling Green.
I was the hometown hero, Jim. I didn't have any stats, but I was a hometown hero. Could have got some free donuts or something.
I mean, but got that. You would have had that social media following, and that's a big deal in the NIL world. You got to have eyeballs. That's why Arch Manning, is making all that money. He's got all those followers. But no, I think this whole thing is great, where it's got where the players are getting compensated. But again, from what Coach Gundy was probably getting at was just there needs to be a little more of a common ground, a little more level playing field in terms of the competition. And again, I'm in a school that has great resources. So, we have great support here at OU, and we're really one of the most passionate fan bases in the country. So, but I know there's a lot of programs that don't have that. Yeah. And, college football has been built on rivalries, pageantry, tradition. Mm-hmm. I mean, all the reasons that college fans like the college game more than the NFL. I feel like some of that might be in a little bit of jeopardy if some of these programs, if this whole thing isn't level set. You got just bringing up Oregon, you got Oregon and Oregon State. Those two schools in that state have much different resources, and they play that, they have a great rivalry game up there between the Beavers and the Ducks, and you never want to see games like that go away. So again, the closer we can get from a business model standpoint to level the playing field, the better off we'll be.